Yo, brother, so how did you start up saying cutting hair, man? How did you get into this profession, bro?
Well, actually, I never like cut hair, anything on the side. I just decided to actually go to barber school because I was I was tired of working jobs, tired of working for other people. Having, even though I work for myself and I work in the shop, there's still a boss, the owner of the shop, but I pay for my chair. I rent.
You getting all my flakes out.
Yeah. So actually, I'm combing the hair right now to see the pattern, which way the pattern of his hair goes. Even though we're just doing a lineup, don't worry, your waves won't come out.
So
See, that's just a misconception. People think that you can comb out waves, but you can't. All right. So back to the question. No, I just thought it was barbering was something that I always wanted to do, but never really had the heart to, to jump out there and do it. So when I got into a situation, I actually needed a job, and I couldn't find any jobs when I moved to North Carolina. So I chose barbering. Somebody in my family said, "Why don't you be a barber?" And I was like,
do you remember who that person was? Who said
"Well,
that?
actually, it was my mother.
Okay.
My mother thought it was being that know how I am, kind of meticulous, a little
Fly guy.
clean or whatever. People have always said that about me, being clean and meticulous. So she said, "Why don't you be a barber? Because that'll go right along with your your personality and style as far as a job." Excuse me, 1 minute. So that's what I decided to do. I jumped in. I just jumped in, went to school. I heard a commercial on the radio. I pulled over. I got the number down, took the number down, and I went up there the next day and I signed up for school.
And that was in Durham?
That was in Durham, and I live in Zebulon. So it's about an hour away. So yeah.
So when you was in New York, you thought about being a barber as well?
When I was younger, I did. When I was in actually like right after high school, but I didn't know which schools to go to because the only school you can go to is it was like a beauty school. And actually, my mother went there, my sister went there, and my aunt went there. And they all did hair for a little while. My sister did hair
out in New York.
In New York. And it was a school called Wilford Academy. You had to carry this little blue box, keep all your tools, and this white outfit, like a nursing outfit, shoes and everything. I didn't want to do that. So.
Oh, you get a meals how to do that too?
Yes. And it was actually, I believe, the course that you had to take was cosmetology. And it probably was, I think it touched on barbering. And I didn't want to be a cosmetologist, I wanted to be a barber. I didn't know if there was a difference. Like now, if you go to school, if you go, say, to Wake Tech, they have a cosmetology course and they have a barbering course. So, yeah.
You got any other barbers in your family?
My brother, my youngest brother is a barber. He's a barber many years now. A lot longer than me. I only have 15. He's been a barber for probably maybe close to 30 years. And he's,
15 years is a long time, bro.
15 years, it is a long time. And I just jumped into it. I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I didn't know if I was gonna be successful at it or whatever. But once I got into it, I went to it, wholeheartedly, and then I realized I kind of OD'd or something, like when I got into it, you know what I mean? I was like buying all the latest clippers and just listening, to lectures and watching YouTube videos and things like that. I spent hours watching YouTube videos, even after school, between reading, my textbooks and things like that. I did pretty well, It's like, always had good grades in school. From Barber school, I did really well. I graduated on time. I probably started with maybe like 40 or 50 people in my class, and I was one of 3 people that graduated.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is a misconception that people think about when they come think about barber or barbering?
A misconception. That it's easy. That anybody can be a barber. Because I listen to someone's kind of like I look up to in the barbering industry. I think he has about maybe 3 to 4 decades in barbering. And he has he kind of lists the type of barbers. And he says there's a barber who's a public barber, who's an event barber, and what else? An event barber. So basically you have a client who only comes to you when they're getting ready to go out or go on vacation, or when they, you know what I mean? And then you have a public barber where people out in the public, they see you, they look at your cut, but their eyes are not trained basically to see what barbers see. See, barbers, their eyes are trained to look for certain things, and their hands are trained. The public doesn't have that, So
that kind of goes along with the conversation that you was having with me on the phone. What did you say about people started coming to you, one of the rappers' haircut?
Oh yeah. Brother Rich Homie Quan. So there's a haircut everybody popular haircuts called a taper, where you get a fade in the corner here, or you can get a fade which is all the way around. Bald it out, and then you blend it up from bottom to top, right? So this one particular client came in and he went on YouTube and showed me the cut that he wanted. And when you start a fade, the first thing you do is basically to start your fade, your initial is called a guideline. So your first line is a ball line. You put that ball line. So actually what he did, I'm gonna have you turn around a little bit. So put a line in. So you may put a line of demarcation is what it's called. So you bald it out, and it may be straight across from the helix to the mid-temple. You ball that out, make a straight line, and then you use your guards to blend out that line. Well, Rich Homie Quan didn't have no blend. He just had a straight line, and it was bald. And that's what the young brother asked me for. So being that my haircuts, my reputation, and the clients that I serve, they walk in billboards for me. So I declined that cut.
So how often do you come across with seeing people who are looking for a celebrity look, or I know you mentioned like people they want like the white outline. Like for one, what's that called, and for two, like how did that become popular? You know.
I think you're referring to that ash line.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That ash line is actually where it comes from. Is when you wash the hair and you strip the hair from all its natural oils and the buildup and the grease and the debris in the hair. Once you wash that hair and you give someone a line up and you may use the razor, basically you're scraping the skin. And that dry skin will form a white line. That's what that ash line started from. That's where it comes from. But now they got pencils and dyes that people use. So basically it's really, became a fad now. People on TV sets started it maybe, with the dyes and all the black spray and other enhancements. I try to stay away from it, but if a customer asks me to do it, I'll do it. But I really don't like using it. I'd rather just use natural skills. The best thing to do is, if you want perfect or close to perfect haircut, is to make sure you wash your hair. Have a clean canvas. People always say, oh, customer is always right. Yes, but you're the professional, so you should know basically if a certain cut can either enhance your skills or your popularity as a barber, and it can either kill your career and your popularity as well.
How important is it for you to stay relevant when it comes to your cuts? Like, do you chase the new fad haircut, or do you